This morning, ABC News suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks. ABC News President Kim Godwin saying in a statement, effective immediately, I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments.
This is not good karma, you know? That's what I was thinking at the time. I was two tables away from Trump, and I'm looking, I'm like, man, this is too much, you know?
Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected.
Welcome back to AllStarBuzz. Thank you for joining us. And let's begin. Strap in, because this View drama just took a turn way deeper than anyone saw coming. And let's be real, it's not just about some lawsuit. Oh no, this goes way beyond that. For the past year and a half, The View hasn't just been a talk show. It's been a full-time Trump takedown operation. It's like, forget the economy, forget the border, forget anything actually affecting.
Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, you know, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs.
People's lives. Because according to them, the only thing happening in the world is Trump and his family. Every single day. The same tired rants, the same recycled outrage, the same talking points over and over, like a broken record. No balance, no nuance. No actual discussion about the real problems people are dealing with. Just a non-stop Trump roast session. And let's not act shocked. This isn't an accident. This is by design. Sunny Hostin,
You know, when you're a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but I didn't.
Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg have built their entire brands on dragging Trump at every opportunity. Sure, they'll sprinkle in the occasional guest who pretends to offer another perspective, but we all know the deal. It's just another way to keep their...
I don't think Whoopi Goldberg is very smart. Sorry, we've criticized her in different contexts before, and she just... Maybe smart is not the right word. She is not knowledgeable about the things that she argues about.
An anti-Trump monologue running non-stop. And remember when real actual news was happening? Like when California was literally up in flames? Or when Biden got caught checking his watch at a soldier's funeral? Yeah, they had nothing to say about that. Instead, they spent their time analyzing Trump's tweets like it was some kind of national emergency, going off for 20 straight minutes about how he's ruining the country. Meanwhile, what's happening to actual Americans? Skyrocketing inflation? Crickets. The border crisis? Silence. The economy taking a nosedive? Not a word. But you bet they'll dedicate days to picking up.
It was announced last night that Goldberg is suspended from The View for 2 weeks.
I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments.
Every tiny detail of Trump's private life, as if that's the biggest issue in America. So, what is The View now? A talk show? A news program? Or just a glorified hit piece disguised as entertainment? When did it stop being about real conversations and start being about pushing one agenda at all costs? But here's where it gets dangerous. While they've spent years screaming about Trump's so-called misdeeds, they've been dead silent when it comes to the actual failings of the Biden administration. And that, my friends, is where The View's credibility completely falls apart. How can a show that's supposedly all about 5 perspectives never address the glaring issues that Biden's dropped the ball on? Seriously, are we pretending like the chaos at the southern border, the disaster in Afghanistan, or the skyrocketing gas prices aren't topics worthy of some real conversation? But no, the second Trump opens his mouth, The View is ready to pounce and attack. So let's dive into something else that's been a major point of obsession: Melania Trump. How many times has this show aired just to tear her apart over her style, her attitude, or whatever they've decided makes her unfit to be First Lady? It's honestly embarrassing. Here's a woman who's carried herself with more class and grace than any of those hosts in that studio combined, yet they can't seem to stop throwing low blows at her. But hold up, Melania's had enough. She's not just sitting back and letting them trash her anymore. No, she's coming for Sunny Hostin with a $90 million defamation lawsuit that has the potential to rock The View's world. Oh, you heard that right. Sunny, the very one who's made her career out of hurling shade at the Trump family, might finally be facing some serious consequences for her words. And we're not talking about some small claims court here. This is a $90 million lawsuit we're talking about. So, let's break it down. Melania isn't the type to just sit back and take punches. She's quietly built her own empire, while The View has spent every moment trying to tear it down. But now, with this lawsuit, Melania's sending a message that's louder than ever. She's done being a punching bag. And now, this raises a big question. Could this be the first shot across the bow for other media outlets that have spent years attacking the Trump family? Could we be looking at the beginning of a legal storm? I wouldn't be shocked at all if Donald Trump himself is already gearing up to sue the media for all the lies and half-truths they've thrown at him. In fact, there's whispers that he's already looking into it. Now, this is where the drama gets extra juicy. Can Trump actually sue The View? People are already buzzing, wondering if he has a case, especially after Melania's legal move. Legal experts are all over the map on this, but one thing's crystal clear. Trump's got the resources, and even more important, he's got the drive. With a massive chunk of America's conservative base behind him, it's not a stretch to imagine Trump going after media outlets for defamation and character assassination. Could this lawsuit be the first domino in a game-changing shift for the media world? Could other public figures start throwing punches at these biased narratives? It's not out of the question, and The View might just be the first to feel the heat. But hold on, because there's more to this drama than just Trump. You've got to ask yourself, is there some kind of secret collusion going down between the Biden administration and The View? Seriously, why has The View been laser-focused on just one family for so long, while completely ignoring the mess under Biden's watch? We're talking about a president who's been taking heat from all sides for his administration's handling of international relations, inflation, and the ongoing public health crisis. Yet, somehow, The View never seems to find the time to dive into those real issues. Instead, they've been too busy focusing on everything Trump. Now let's dig even deeper into this entire hot mess, because it's far from over and I'm here for every second of it. Melania's lawsuit isn't just some random legal battle. It's a symbolic smackdown to the media elites who thought they could trash her and her family with no real consequences. And let's be real, The View has been at the front and center of this smear campaign. Whether it's Sunny Hostin with her endless rants, or Joy Behar rolling her eyes every time Trump's name is even whispered, they've made it their mission to tear into the Trump family day in and day out, all while conveniently ignoring the train wreck that's been the Biden administration. Is this a case of media bias on steroids? Oh, you better believe it. But it's not just the fact that they've been obsessing over Trump for over a year. No, it's much deeper than that. It's the complete disregard for the issues happening right in front of us. The economy's crashing, inflation is skyrocketing, and people can't even afford their rent anymore. But instead of diving into these real pressing issues, The View has decided to pour all their energy into rehashing the same old, tired Trump scandals. How are they not embarrassed? There's not a word about the current administration's failures, yet they'll dedicate entire segments to Trump controversies that have been beat to death for years. Seriously, how are they still pretending this is newsworthy? Let's talk about the hypocrisy here, too. They spent years tearing Trump apart for everything: his personal life, his tweets, his policies. But now, with Biden at the helm and things clearly falling apart, they've given him a free pass. There hasn't been a single hard-hitting question about his handling of the border, the economy, or even his approach to foreign policy. Is this what we've come to expect from the so-called journalists these days? A double standard so blatant it's almost laughable. It's honestly baffling that Sunny Hostin and her crew haven't faced any real consequences for their biased, misleading coverage. But then again, when you've got corporate media money backing you, who needs ethics, right? And now, with Melania's $90 million lawsuit hanging over them, it's no longer just about personal attacks. This is about something much bigger: the media's unchecked power to ruin reputations, all for the sake of cheap ratings. And trust me, don't think for a second Melania is going to back down. She's built her entire life under the spotlight, and if there's one thing Melania has proven time and again, it's that she's not afraid to fight back. So, the fact that she's stepping up with this lawsuit, that's a statement in itself. If there's one thing the media elites can't stand more than being wrong, it's having to pay for it. Now, here's the real kicker. Rumors are swirling that Trump might follow Melania's lead and file his own lawsuits. Imagine that. Trump taking legal action against The View for the years of character assassination they've thrown his way. You think he's not considering it? Think again. He's made it clear that he's all about fighting back, and given the way the media has savaged him for years, it wouldn't surprise anyone if he sued the pants off them. Could this be the start of a media reckoning? A shift in how we view the mainstream press? You bet it could. And let's not forget, this is all unfolding while The View continues to spiral with its one-sided, Trump-obsessed coverage. Seriously, can anyone remember a time in the last year when they discussed something that wasn't related to Trump? I'll wait. The fact that they can't seem to talk about anything else is seriously problematic. The real world is crumbling, but instead of focusing on that, they're too busy obsessing over every little thing Trump or his kids do. Is this really the platform that's supposed to give us 5 perspectives? Because it sure doesn't feel like it. And don't even get me started on the sheer tone deafness of it all. Sunny, Joy, and Whoopi can talk all they want about how they're fighting for justice and speaking truth to power, but when was the last time they actually gave us a hard-hitting segment about the issues that really matter to everyday Americans? When was the last time they discussed the millions of people struggling under the current administration? You can't call yourself a legitimate news source if you don't know what you're talking about. If your only focus is one family while the country falls apart, it's embarrassing. The truth is, Melania's lawsuit against Sunny Hostin is just the tip of the iceberg. Melania is making a statement here. The Trump family isn't just going to sit back and take the media's abuse anymore. The days of the mainstream press throwing shade without consequences may be numbered. And if Trump decides to follow suit and file his own legal action, it could signal the start of a massive shift in the media landscape. Meanwhile, The View is left scrambling. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.